時間切れ。僕の気持ち。返事はまた後でね。
レイン。
ただいまー。ユウくん帰ってる？荷物運ぶの手伝って。
あ
A Rank Party episode number 9. This was a different kind of episode, and I think it just worked. And I absolutely love this episode. I was entertained. I was engaged. It wasn't a funny episode, but it did kind of like serious stuff. And I thought it just really nailed what it was doing this episode. I also thought it was a really, really, really great representation of what Yuke's harem is going to look like, essentially. So let me kind of paint the picture. So at the end of the day, Yuke is called a womanizer basically by all of them. I think Rain, Silk, Marina, Nene, and now Jamie kind of like all unequivocally agree. Even the guild lady all agree that he's got this special sauce to him that just kind of attracts them to him. Kind of, you know, like a bees to honey kind of situation, okay? So that kind of totally makes sense to me. And I think this episode really represented what his future harem could look like, just because he's obviously kind of pushed the boundaries with Rain at this point, and Rain has made it known, like, hey, she made her move on him, and she was like, hey, you know, what do you want to do with me, you know, kind of thing. And he's like, I don't, and Yuke is very innocent in a way of, he's like, I don't know what to do. He's like, I'm confused, I don't know what to do. He's like, I like how he had that innocence of like, I hate to admit it. He's like, but I'm not really sure what comes next after this. And Rain gives him a chance this episode, and she kisses him on the cheek or whatever. And later on, she's like, hey, you can come warm me up if you want to, daddy, kind of thing. I was like, God damn, Rain. But the next things, or I'll build up to like the very next situation. But the next things that happened was Nene, you know, was like, oh, that you have that look on your face. Marina was like, you have that look on your face. Silk was like, you have that look on your face. And they were all able to kind of very much see his emotions because they can read him a certain way. They're all very close to him. But at the end of all that, Silk kind of made her move too. She's like, hey, don't stop the pampering at just Rain, like spread a little love this way. Then she hit him with the JK, but she's not just kidding, you know, she genuinely means it. Marina will probably work up the courage in her own way. Nene got close to him this episode with the way that he kind of spoke about her eloquently, kind of like welcomed her to the party. And then Jamie has that pre-existing relationship with him, kind of always calling him a womanizer. Basically, you know, they were holding hands, and she kind of made it known, like, oh yeah, you've always kind of come across this way without really knowing it, but you're pulling me closer to you, kind of thing. So he has this 5-way, you know, harem that he's gonna have to spread a lot of love in this house. But I think the cool thing about it is it was done very tastefully. And it was done in a way to where it's like, okay, it painted a good picture of how he'll kind of be operating with these girls, you know, as he kind of goes forward, you know, very much individually. He'll give a little love to Rain. He'll give a little love to Marina. He'll give a little love to Silk. He'll give a little love to Nene. He'll give a little love to Jamie, all in their own individualistic ways and all separate from each other. And the girls all know this too. So they all kind of like, oh, okay, Rain wants to be alone. Okay, girls, let's go do XYZ. Oh, Silk wants to be alone. Rain's like, okay, I'm gonna go take a nap, you know? So they kind of all respect their own boundaries, and they all kind of give, obviously Nene and Jamie are new, so we'll see kind of how they mesh into that. But so far, at least the 3, Rain, Silk, and Marina, can kind of all navigate, you know, respectfully, like, okay, let's give each of us our own time with him, you know, and they kind of respect that. And I think that is the way to make the harem type deal work. Now, 5 is a lot. I'll tell you guys. I think, you know, a younger man version of me will be capped out at 2, or maybe like 3 is really pushing it. I think, you know, 5 is a little wild. I think 5, you know, 5 or more is every man's dream, but I think it needs to remain that as be a dream. I think, you know, 2 or 3, you know, I think 3 is probably the magic number, you know, because 2 can butt heads, but if you get 3, you get 1 that's like a mediator, you know, at times, and that mediator can kind of swap between the 3, you know, sometimes this one's the mediator, sometimes that one is, you know, it could work. 3, I think, is a good, healthy number, but more than that is kind of crazy. But I genuinely like that, and I think about other harem anime, you know, like that, you know, like High School DxD or In Another World My Smartphone, where they're juggling, you know, 5, 8, 10 girls, you know, it's like, okay, that's kind of wild. But this one I thought was tastefully done. I was like, okay, I can visualize if they were to get another, you know, if they were to get, what was I gonna say? Like if they were to get, if they were to give us more episodes, just focus on the harem, I can see how this is gonna be eloquently done throughout the season. And you know, with A rank, we have 24 episodes. It's about to go on a bye week, so let me mention that. Next week is a special episode, and I hate when they do this, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna forgive them for this one because this one has 24 episodes this season, so I can forgive them for taking a break. It just sucks that we're gonna take a break going into episode 10 and not take a break halfway through. But next week is called Special Feature Clover. Basically, just gonna be some bullshit recap, you know, special episode. So next episode, I'm gonna skip it. I'm not gonna cover it on the channel. I'll be back the week after for episode number 10. But at the end of the day, we have 24 episodes, so I love that we're able to see kind of the preview for what the harem could potentially look like as we kind of continue forward with the girls and Clover. So that's all really what I wanted to make the rest of the episode about, or the episode review about, was I just love that we were able to see that. As far as what happened, the suspension for Clover ended. Jamie got a job at the guild. Jamie's officially part of Clover. Nene's officially part of Clover. So now they have the 6 Clover, you know, leaves or whatever they call it. So now it is fulfilled, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, A Rank Party episode 9, good episode. I loved it for the things it probably was unintentionally doing, but regardless, it still did them. So I love it for that. All right, friends. Peace.